My first paying job was under the table, which for my international friends means not legitimate, not legal. I was a dishwasher at a local pub, and that job kept me out of the house for very long hours and around people, which I relished. And I had things all figured out. I was going to save my money. I was going to keep my eyes open for opportunities. That is, until my plans, like so many plans do, changed. I fell in love. Not so much with the boy, but with the idea. The idea that someone found me worthwhile, that someone wanted me. And in that moment, I finally understood my mother. I was 15, and I was pregnant. And over the next few months, as my belly swelled and the nerves of my employer rose, I was eventually fired. You know, I can still remember the agony in his face. He knew how important this job was to me. I rarely attended school after that, and I spent most of my days and nights just curled up in the dark. I believe I was 7 or 8 months pregnant before my mother or the school even noticed. On one of those rare occasions that I did make it to school, I caught the eye of a well-meaning nurse, and she drove me to the local free clinic where I had my first and only doctor's appointment. A short time later, that clinic got in contact with me. They said, "Naomi, you need to go to the hospital immediately. You're overdue. We forgot about you." And so I boarded a bus to the hospital, and I delivered my daughter in a haze of overwhelming confusion and fear. My beautiful baby girl and I checked into our first homeless shelter not long after that. Where am I supposed to go now? What am I supposed to do? I don't know how to be a mother. What is a girl like me doing in a place like this? My success in life, both professionally and personally, are a direct result of a special breed of people that made the promise to me that I was worthwhile and then stuck around long enough to see their efforts pay off. They understood the difference between a hand out and a help up. Today, we have a special moniker for it, a mentor, but to me and at that time, I had no words to adequately describe the value of these people, but I could see it. It wasn't long before I could separate those who had pity in their hearts from me to those who truly wanted to see me become a better me. I met my first mentor about 9 months after my daughter Alyssa was born. I was checking into a local agency, something you have to do in the United States quite frequently to keep continuing to receive governmental assistance. And the secretary, knowing of my circumstances, said that I should visit the old woman downstairs and maybe she could help me. This white-haired, seemingly frail woman turned out to be a pistol of a lady with a dream of her own. She wanted to create opportunities for women that others had left behind and started her own program, Erie Dawn, to make it happen. The catch. Always a catch, right? You had to be 18 years old. 18, just old enough to sign a contract for an apartment, and I was 2 years shy of that. She was so polite when she sent me away, but I came back. She shooed me away again, this time not so apologetically, but I came back. I came back 3 more times before that woman got the picture. I wasn't going to give up, so she had better just give in. And she did. It was through her guidance, support, and unyielding expectations of me that I was able to find a permanent home for my little family, access to education, daycare for Alyssa, and a job, a legitimate job, she would say. She was a nun, by the way, Sister Phyllis, and every time I was at risk to settle back into what was familiar, every time I let my passion wane, she was right there to kick me where it hurt most.